Hi class, this is a recording for Word Module 3, end of Module 3-2, which is the business letter that we have to write, and then there's an attached document that goes along with it. As you can see, I have already downloaded my instruction file, and I've kind of highlighted some things so I can see it a little bit better. And we've also downloaded our start file. So you can kind of see what we've got. This is the business letter part. Make sure your copy that you downloaded has this as a footer. And then this is the second document that's going to be an attachment. And you can see there's some things here that need to be changed. The picture is very washed out. We have one shape that's got the information that needs to go into it, and notice how it wraps along with the paragraph there. And then we have this one for the New Wave Unlimited plan that we've got to do ourselves, and also do the text wrapping, or shape wrapping in this case. We do have one table that looks like it's already dressed up with a table format. And the prepaid service plans, I'm hoping they let us dress this one up too. And then right at the very end is featured Next Wave phones, and we can see more than likely there's going to be something that we fix in here as well. So let me go back to the top of the document, and let's go to our instructions. So we've already taken care of renaming the file by changing the 1 to a 2. I do that whenever I save the document when I'm downloading it. And we've already checked the footer. So you are an account manager for Next Wave Communications, and you're creating an information sheet about wireless phones and plans to send to the customers. So we're going to change the font size of the address line to 12 point. And let's see here. We will also insert, where it has an insert bullet in the address line, we're going to fill that with a circle symbol, and there's the symbol number from the symbol gallery. So we'll take care of these two things and then do 3 and 4 together as well. So first and foremost, let's go to our document, and we want to change this font size of this address line. So I'm just going to highlight that address line, and see how it has 14 in the mini toolbar? I'm going to change that to 12. Now, after we've done that, notice how the last 4 digits of our phone number are wrapping around. That's because of this insert bullets taking up so much space. So I want you to click and include the square brackets so that we can replace this. And I've gone too far, so I'm just going to push it back. So I only have that selected. Okay. Now, in order to go to the symbol gallery, we want to click on Insert on our ribbon. Symbols is at the very end, and you have mathematical equations, and you also have symbols. So we're going to click on Symbol, and you can see the pull down list. This is actually what we're looking for. I've used it already, so it's in my frequently used, and by the way, I haven't used all of these, but it shows up here. Click on More Symbols. Then we have to change the font from normal text, and you want to scroll down until you find Symbols. And these are alphabetically listed. I'm almost there. Okay, so we've got symbol here. And you can see recently used symbols, and it's got the dot in there already, but we have a character code here of 32. We're going to highlight that and change it to 183. Notice how it jumps to that symbol in this list of symbols in the font. So we're going to click on that and do an insert. Then we will close out this dialog box, and you have that little symbol there as a marker between the address and the phone number. Okay. Now, they want us to change the width of this border. So I'm just going to highlight it. I know it doesn't go all the way, but I'm going to highlight it. And we want to change that to a 3 point. So what we want to do is go to the Home tab, and in the paragraph group, we're going to click on the pull down list for borders, But none of these are going to take care of us, so we have to go all the way down to borders and shading, and that'll pull up a dialog box. You can see the width right now is 6 point. You're just going to click on the pull down list and change it to 3. Now, here's the problem in this particular instance. It's still 6 over here in your preview box, and you have to change that. So just click now, and it'll apply your 3 point as a border underneath your text, and we'll say OK. And that looks much better. We also want to insert our date. And what they have us do is where that paragraph symbol is between the heading, return address, and then the address for the person that you're writing the letter to, inside address. If you don't have that turned on, you can go to your paragraph group, and the show hide is a proofreader's mark for a paragraph or new paragraph. So when we turn that on, we can see every time we hit the enter key. Type in April 3rd, comma, space, and then 2020, make sure I get the right one here, 2021. Don't hit the enter key or anything like that. Now this is a formal business document. I'm going to turn off show hide for a second. You know it's formal because of the colon after the person's name in your greeting. If it were a friendly business letter, you knew Mr. Javier Diaz, then you could put a comma there. But if this is a really formal letter that you're addressing to Mr. Diaz, even if you know him, I would use the colon. It's a block style letter because everything starts on the left margin, all the way down to the closing and the person's name and their title. So we've got these things done. Let me go back because I kind of went ahead without flipping back to here. So we changed the width of the address line border to 3 point, and we added April 3rd, 2021 for the date. Now, step 5 and step 6 have to do with clearing formatting. And I'm going to tell you right now, based upon how frequently Office 365 has been updating for you, some of these methods that you've done before aren't there anymore. And it was driving me crazy because I couldn't find what I was looking for step 6. But I found it. So on page 2, we're going to clear the formatting. This is text formatting for that paragraph that starts off with for $50 a month and ends with Mexico or Canada. It's got all kinds of changes within the font settings and stuff. So we want to just bring it back to the Times New Roman font that it already is. So we're going to take care of 5 and 6 together. So going back here, we're going to go to the second page, and you can see it's got blue italic, and then it's got really big lettering, and then it's got purple lettering, and it doesn't like this because it thinks it's supposed to be hyphenated, you know, and whether you think it should or shouldn't be, that's, you know, between you and the boss, I guess. But we're going to select that, and by the way, you could paint across it, or you could use your mouse pointer in the left margin and just click and drag down, and that will highlight those lines of that paragraph. Now, to clear the formatting, you're going to go to the font group, and just above the font color, you're going to use this capital A with an eraser next to it. It says clear all formatting. So just click on it, and you've taken care of that. Now, again, if you still got the double underline for a grammatical error, unless they tell us to fix this, we're going to leave it just like it is. This is how they have titled that plan, so we're going to leave it like it is. Alright, the poor washed out picture. So you want to select it, and then you get picture format. Now this is where it drove me crazy because I'm used to picture format and then Picture Tools. And in Picture Tools is where you would find your ability to clear the formatting on a picture with a reset. So now you go to Picture Format, and you go to Adjust, and to the right of Transparency is this little button, and it says Reset Picture. If you clicked on the pull down list and just chose Reset Picture, not Reset Picture in size, they don't have us change the size. So I'm just going to do that, and you can tell that we can see people's faces. They're just not washed out too much. The light coming in over the shoulder there does kind of wash out this young lady's facial features because she's getting too much light from the window. But there can be ways that you can fix that too in order to make the picture easier to see everyone's face, and also, make things a little sharper or clearer. So we've done those things, and I'd like to save what we've done so far. Now, we still have some things to do with this picture, so let me go back to the instructions. So we clear the formatting, and then we're going to add a dark purple text to picture border, and we're going to add the alt text description, smiling people with a phone, period. Now, we're not supposed to make it boldface. They just do that, remember, so you can see it. So, add a dark purple text to picture border. So let's go find, oops. So we still got the picture selected. We got picture format. And we want a picture border. And we're going to have to look for dark purple text too. Well, wouldn't you know, I found it. In the first row of theme colors, the fourth one from the left is dark purple text too. So we're going to click on that, and you can see that it's been applied. Now we still have the picture selected because we also want to do alternate text. One of the things that you really must do if you're publishing on the web, especially, and all business and industry and educational institutions and government institutions must do this. Try to provide some alternate text that a reader can read out loud to tell a person who can't see the picture what the reader is encountering. And then it can read it out loud to the person using the reader. So we're supposed to add to it smiling, okay, alt text. So here's our alt text here. We're going to just type in what we want. Smiling people with a phone, and it's a period there. Now, 1 or 2 detailed sentences is recommended. And sometimes you try to get a little too detailed. So we have that there. We can close out the alt text. It's going to still be saved with it. And I'm just going to click away from the picture so you can see that purple border. Pause. Okay. It took me a little bit to find out where I could find this. Good, it's still coming up. So I kind of restored this and moved it away from the menu here for recording. So we're here, and we want to go to Shape Format, and over here is our size. I also had trouble because my hard drive is practically full, and it keeps interfering with me doing this recording. So I sit here and deleted a lot of things that I don't need on the hard drive. So we're just going to use the little up arrow key and the size for the width. Make sure it's the width till it says 1.1, and notice how the D wrapped back around. So that part is good. Then we want it says align the, so I'm just going to move this picture with a 4-way pointing arrow. And what I want to do is try, and I've got to put a border on it. I know I haven't forgotten that. But I'm trying to get that to line up. And it doesn't look to me like our alignment guides are helping us. So let's go ahead and get our outline. And I believe this is also the purple, dark purple text too. So we're looking like that one above us. We're a little more chunky than the one above us, which I find is kind of interesting since, you know, you'd think you want them to be consistent in size. But that's the way they have it. Okay. So I've got it somewhat aligned. Can we align the shapes? Well, we're going to eyeball it here for right now. We want to do a tight text wrapping. Now, I'm going to move this back in just a bit so I can't see the words, but I'm aligned with this next wave. So, to do the text wrapping, you've got this wonderful layout options right here, and you can see different things. This is square, this is tight. So we're going to click that with tight wrapping to apply that, and I'm just going to click away from that, and you'll see how it's wrapping around. Now what we want to make sure is that we have it far enough down that Perfect for You is not underneath the picture. So I'm just going to grab this with a 4-way arrow and take it straight down, and I believe it ought to be in line with, yeah, in line with the top of the text for that paragraph there. And that looks good. So I think we're good for that. So I'm going to save it. Now, let me bring this Word document back over. Of course, it's going to be in behind it now. So we're going to have to maybe reduce this down for a second. And let's see what we got to do next. So step 9 says on page 3, add the basic chevron process Smart Art in the blank paragraph after the prepaid service heading. Working from left to right, enter in the following text in each shape. Buy phone, sign up for plan, buy minutes. So on page 3, we're going to add this Smart Art graphic. And let's see if I can get the other one to come up. Okay. And that does still come down like it's supposed to. So I'm going to bring that up to about here, and I'm just going to move it down so that, you know, we're kind of in covering up the instructions. We're going to scroll down to this page here. We see prepaid service plans. So let's turn on show hide. Okay, let me have it. There we go. So you will see that they left a blank line right here. And let's just make sure that's where they want us to be. After the prepaid service heading. And I'm just going to check it. Yep, that's where they want us to put it. So now we have to go find the Smart Art graphic. Sorry, I keep pulling that down, don't I? Let's see. Smart Art graphic. Insert Smart Art in the illustrations group. And then we want to have the one that's in the family of basic chevron. So let's see, is this a process? And I've got to look to see what this one looks like. Okay, I got an idea what it looks like now. It should be basic chevron process. In my little window here, it's on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th row, second one from the left. So we're going to click on that, and it tells you what it's going to do, you know, how you use it. So we're going to click on that, and that's not where it was supposed to be, so I didn't have it clicked. I thought I did. So let me just do an undo, and let's get where we were supposed to be. I thought I had clicked there, but I guess I hadn't. So now I'll do my Smart Art again, and I'll do a process and get it this time where it puts it where it's supposed to. Now in the text box for the first one, we're supposed to type in buy phone, as in purchase. BU phone. In the second one, sign up for plan. No periods here, these are just phrases. And in the last one, buy minutes. Okay. Now, we've got that part done, and I'm just going to kind of click in its box. It's got this big old box right now. And let's see what we're supposed to do next with this. So we did these. Now we're going to resize the Smart Art to a height of 2 inches, change the colors to gradient loop accent 1, change the Smart Art style to moderate effect. Okay? So we're going to be little busy bees. But we're almost finished. Okay, so let's go back and get our real document. So we have our word art, it's still there, and you can see there's changed colors here. You can see different Smart Art styles. We're going to use one of the moderate effects here eventually. That's the last step they have us do. But we want to resize the Smart Art graphic to a size of 2. So I'm going to click on, and I just want to make sure I have the whole thing selected. I just have one. So I'll hold down the Control key. Yeah, I get to do Shift key. Maybe, maybe not. Not going to let me do that, are you? Well, when in doubt, see if it has a select all. Usually this works without any trouble. But since they've changed this version of Office 365 just within the last few days, what you thought you knew and where you thought it was, it isn't there anymore. So I'm going to go to Smart Art Design, and I'm looking up, down, left, right. Here I don't see anything about sizing. There's a reset for it. There's a format, and there's the size. So this one still has at least two contextual tabs. They took one out for the pictures now. So here's the size, and we want to change that to a height of 2 inches. Now I'm just going to use my little up arrow key for the height. But notice what's happening here. Oops, I've just got that one. That's not going to work. So I'm going to do an undo. And again, I really need to get all 3 of these. And it's not letting me do that. Now we're doing partially. Yep, I think I got them now. There are lines around them all. Okay, it's really crazy. Now we can go to the size and change that to 2. Are they sure the height's supposed to be 2 inches? That's what it says. That's not right. I don't care any way you look at it. It's not right. Because by the time you get to 2 inches, that's what it's going to look like, and that's not the way it's supposed to look. Well, let me pause you yet again and figure out what they've done to my song, so to speak. Okay, figured it out. Takes a long time to find things around here now. But you do go to your Smart Art Design because you have your Smart Art graphics selected, and you have it selected if I can bring it up here. You have it selected in this big box, okay? You don't want to select each one of these individually, so that's what I found out. What they were meaning to do is to resize this outer box. So as long as you have that selected and not the individual chevrons, we can go to the size and we can take this. Now I've got it somehow or another, I made it 3.65 when it was 0.86. But if you just take it to, yeah, I've really messed up. Let me pause you again and fix it. I'm back again. It's feeling like I'm on a yo-yo here. Again, make sure that just the outside outline is there selected for the Smart Art graphic. Go to size, and when you come to size, that will be 3.5 inch tall with 6 inch wide. You're going to start making it, and it's doing it right this time, taking it down to 2 inches. Finally, it's doing the right thing. Now, we have the box is 2 inches, and it is supposed to be this wide so that the tip of the left chevron and the nose of the first right chevron is in alignment with that first sentence there. So this is the way it's supposed to look until we change the coloration here, okay? So we're still not finished with it. We're getting there, but we're not finished. And I apologize for the fact that they've changed some things, and it just doesn't, things aren't where I'm used to them being. Okay, change the colors. So we're going to go back to Smart Art Design, change colors. And you can see some of these. I wish you could see the first one too, to see how it makes changes with different accents of the same color. But in this case, they want us to use Gradient Loop Accent 1. So we got to find Accent 1. That's Gradient Range. We want Gradient Loop Accent 1. So it's the next to the last one in the Accent 1 group. To me, these two colors look exactly the same. That's me. Then, up here in the Smart Art Styles, we're looking for Moderate Effect. And it kind of gives a little bit of an outline around them, so that does help some. So we'll choose the Moderate Effect. And then I would save this puppy. Okay. Let's go down a little in our document. And with our prepaid service plans, we're going to format it so that it looks like a table layout. So let's see. It's going to use, yeah, it looks pretty good that way. Alright, just checking it before I get there. See this little button here? It looks like a four-way pointing arrow in a box. It will select everything in your table. Then we want to go to, let's see, table design first. Let's take a look. We're looking for these table styles. Let me show you layout. If you decided you wanted to insert left, right, up, or down a new column or a new row, you could do that. If you needed to change how the text appears, you can see this is centered. So if I were to click in there, you would see the center one lit up. But right now we want to go to styles. So I'm going to go back to table design. I want to click on the pull down list arrow. We're looking for list table 3, accent 1. And I know it's going to be in this color palette here. Okay, we have the plain ones. And I'm going to scroll down a little bit so you can see in that column there's the list tables. So we're just going to hover until we find the correct one. So that should be list table 3. List table 3 accent 1. So we're going to click on that. And we can click away from it and see that we've got it done correctly. Okay. Then we want to copy the Next Wave logo from page 1, paste it on page 4 so it appears below the featured Next Wave phones heading, and to the left of the body paragraph. So let's hope that it works, right? Okay, so we want to go to the top of the page, for top of the document, I should say. Select that logo, and I'm just going to copy it with a Control-C. I don't want to cut it, just want to copy it. Then I'm going to come down, and I'll probably find out that I should have done it a little differently, but they're going to want us to place this, and I'm just going to double check before I click where I want to click. Okay, yes. So we're going to put it here. See if we can get it to paste it there. Control-V. Now I'm going to move it up a little because it's, you know, not aligned as like we would like it to be. And I'm just trying to make sure that it's aligned with the top of the text and that it is, yeah, website first will be under it. Everything else wraps to the right. And I think I do need to bring it up just a smidge. So while I have it there, I can use my up arrow key on my keyboard to do just a little bit of movement at a time. And I'm comparing this to the final way it's supposed to look in the instruction document. I think I can still go up. And I'm just using my up arrow key because it takes me up in just little bitty increments. Okay. That looks about right. I might go one more time. As long as, I'm going to click over here. As long as this is pushed to the side, this upward wave, a part of the wave, it should be kind of, you know, peeking at the E in featured. And we still have wrapping here with the paragraph. So save that. And then we have to add a table. So we've copied that. We're going to insert a table with 2 columns and 4 rows in the blank paragraph underneath this. Well, I didn't mean to go anywhere there. So this blank paragraph here is where we're going to insert a table. So we're going to insert, and there's a tables group, and then there's a pull down list for table. Now you could, you know, go to quick tables. You could pull a table in from a spreadsheet. You can manually draw it yourself, but if you just hover 2 columns and then go down for 4 rows, see how it shows you have a 2 before table? When you click in that table box, then it's created equal size columns, and you've got 2 columns and 4 rows, and we're blinking at the end of the cell marker. And what we're going to type there is phone, tab over, and we're going to type in the words monthly charge, and then we're just going to tab, it'll go down below phone. We're going to type 32 space capital G capital B space for gigabyte in rows gold, tab over, $, 19.99, and then we're going to have 64 gigabyte in black, and that's going to cost us $27 even, but we want the zeros. And then we have a 64 gigabyte in midnight, very dark blue, and it's $33. So let's make sure we type 33 point, give me a 3.00. Now, it does not have us assign a table format, nor does it have us resize these columns so that they don't stretch all the way across. This is how they want it to look. Drives me crazy because I think it should be formatted and I think we would do a great job of doing it. But let's save what we've done. And that should be the last step. So we're going to save it. Now, I always do a control home, and I like to run the spell checker. And you're going to find out that spell checker is now called the editor. And you notice how it's found 4 grammar mistakes. Now, I'm going to look at them. You don't have to. I don't think we were supposed to catch them. See, they didn't like that, but that's okay. We can't help that. So we'll go on to the next one. There it is again. There it is again. And then limited time is hyphenated. And, you know, it thinks it should be 2 words. But we're not told to change those things, so we're not. I just like to run the spell checker and grammar checker. And now it's in this editor group, so who knows. But we can close out the editor, save one final time, and then we're going to close this document. So we have to have it closed so we can upload it properly. And I'm going to go ahead and close out my instruction file. Do I want to keep the last thing? No. Now, let's go back in. And it probably has timed out. Boy, we're lost in transition here. Well, let's see if I can escape out of it. Well, I have a black screen of death. Okay, see if Firefox does the same thing. Okay, hello Firefox. Okay. Well, this is a first. So let me just select it, right click on it. It says it was recently closed. So let's see here. I want to make sure I'm on this one. And we'll close it if it'll let me. There it goes. And let's see if it'll let us open it back up now. Yeah, I just had a hiccup. So we'll have to go back into our class folder, Blackboard, and class folder. And I was using my online class. And we're going to go down to Word. In Word Module 3. And end of Module Project 2. Oh, I forgot. I need to be in student preview mode. So bear with me. I'm going to have to close ink. Get out of the way. Let me close that out. Let me go back. Let me be a student. I just got to remember to undo this later. So we'll go down and do what we just did. And we'll go to Module 3 and the Word project. And this is kind of a new thing too, posting this thing up when I'm a student. So I'm going to launch it. It's a weird place to put the launch. I'm going to launch it again. Then we'll start it. Browse for the file. My OneDrive. And I'm going to go to our class folder. And I'm going to get the file. Let it upload. Submit it. Look at the graded summary report. And I want that to also save with the instruction, and so I'm just doing that in the background, okay? Well, after all that, we finally made 100. I know we had to put you on hold for a little bit as I was going through this, but at least we've seen how to do it now, and we've also seen the new hiccups in 365. So I'm going to get off of here now and get this thing ready to post. And I will post this one and the research project, our research paper one, for all my classes. Thank you for your attention and your patience.